So this is kind of just like an update of what we've been up to. And we have kind of been chilling in the van because it's been a rainy day. So we thought how perfect to go live and see what everybody else is up to since there's not a lot going on here. I got a hi guys from Sierra. I hope that's right.
Kara, C-A-R-A.
Kara?
Kara.
I hope that's right.
We got 8 people on here.
So Kara, where are you coming from? We are in Portland, Oregon. Hey Steph, hello. How are you?
Well, guys, we just wanted to come live today. We're live right here in Portland, Oregon, right downtown. So we're at a pretty neat little spot where you can spend $1.50 for 24 hours in a parking lot.
Parking is very limited here
very limited.
Portland.
And it's usually about $5 an hour.
Hello.
So, and they want you to keep moving like every 2 hours. So, hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, let us know where you guys are from. It's pretty interesting knowing where you guys are from. Hello there. Hello.
We just wanted to talk about maybe where we're going and what we're doing. We've basically been here in Portland today.
Teresa back. Hello from Chicago.
Hey, in Denver.
Nice. Okay.
Middle of Tennessee. Very nice.
I used to live in Tennessee.
So how's the weather in Tennessee, Karen? Spokane, Washington. Oh, you're close to us.
Yes, it is beautiful. We love Spokane.
It's hot. That's what I thought. Kansas City.
Good
deal.
Yeah.
But we're right here. We're downtown Portland, hanging out.
91 today.
It's been raining all weekend, guys. So it's just been nasty and funky. But it's
81 in the van.
81 in the van.
And what is it on the dash?
What is it outside?
It is 55 degrees outside, hence why we're in the van.
Yeah, we've just been kind of chilling. This cold weather and rainy, I think more the rainy weather is really making me just kind of lazy. So not so much lazy and like putting out videos and stuff, but filming videos, and it's kind of hard to get motivated to make a video when it's all funky and rainy outside and you know all your gear.
To see Sheldon. All right.
Where's he? Yeah, he's in the tank.
He's in his tank, so I'm gonna have to dry him off.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's probably in the water, so I'm gonna dry him off.
Dry him off. He's been eating this morning. We have him in his little tank over here by the sink. So, what are you guys up to tonight? Anything special?
Somebody said they were sitting outside the petrified forest.
Oh, well, that's nice. Farmer's Restaurant.
Is that here in
Dickinson. Portland? I don't know where that is. Sorry, guys. Like I said, we're just going to hang out tonight, stay on for a little bit, and you guys can just... Can't see him, can you? Oh, there's Sheldon.
You have to, stack it up. I guess he's got to be as high as the tripod.
Oh, that works.
That's a little scary.
That's a little scary. What are you going to do about that?
Yeah, I guess he won't be
on
the
Sheldon. He's like, what are you doing,
lap,
Dad?
So I guess I could go. That's your lap, so I can go on your lap.
Right. He's like, don't leave me like that. I'll fall off, Dad.
He's so itty bitty, but it's hard to get him up to the camera.
What's up, buddy? How you doing? Lazy days for you here too. I know. It just seems like with all the rain and funkiness, it's hard for me to want to get outside and film, and I really wanted to see Portland, but this is the rainy city, so.
Yeah, she said she's knitting and watching YouTube. Yeah, I guess this is the time where you want to, I guess the holidays are coming up, so if you plan on making anybody a quilt or anything, this is when you would start making it, right? And that's pretty fun. I don't quilt or knit.
Oh, you're at the restaurant in Tennessee, eh? Woo. Came to Dixon. Nice.
I like the Jimmy Buffett restaurant in Nashville, Tennessee. I mean, it's smaller than you would think. You would think Jimmy Buffett would be a huge restaurant, but it's actually small and pretty crowded. And you got a tiny little gift shop, but it was so cute. I went there with my grandfather. It was a lot of fun.
And there's Sheldon for everybody that wants to see Sheldon. He's like, what are we doing here? Why is the camera out today, Dad?
All right, somebody's cleaning out the attic. Congratulations on that. You got to be proud of yourself. I know I am, because I never liked my attic. I never liked once going in there. Even if my parents were sending us up there for Christmas stuff, I didn't like going in there.
Are you good like that? You're not good like that, are you, buddy? You're like, that ain't cool, Dad. But, yeah, it's just been kind of rainy and funky and nasty. Hi, John. How's it going? Getting ready for new Walking Dead season. Oh, does it come on tonight? We don't watch. We watch a little bit of TV, guys. We do put the TV on. That's what people ask us a lot, is how do you guys stay in that little van? Well, we sit here on the couch and watch TV like you would at home. So that's kind of what we do on a rainy, funky day. We do have enough battery power. I am running the engine on the van just because it's been rainy and funky here for 2 days. We got here, Friday night? Late.
Yes,
we did get here
Friday.
late Friday night into Portland, and we were going to hit the farmer's market on Saturday morning, so we were trying to find a place to park near there, and I tried to actually go up into one of the parking garages and knocked my TV antenna off trying to get into one of the parking garages in town. It was not good
when
at all.
When your girlfriend says the sign's swinging, you're a little big, you might want to listen to her.
Yeah,
you know?
I was just like,
there's signs for a reason.
Actually, I forgot about the because when we were in college, we went into the
You're pretty fast with one hand there.
We actually had to stay into parking garages a lot for college, so in the van. But I forgot about the chairs up top being extra, so that was kind of, I was like, we'll fit. It says, what was it, 6'8"?
6'9".
6'9".
And we knew we were 7 foot with the boxes because we had to measure in LA, right?
I thought we were 6'9" because we got out of that parking garage, remember? I thought we were 6'9", but
okay, well, we had a parking
garage. 6'9".
We had a parking garage in Tampa for our school that we used to go and park in, but we did not have the boxes. We had only the max air fan.
Mm-hmm.
So
when we had to put the fan down to get in, and then once we got in, we would be fine. So I thought, well, this one looks a little taller than the one at school because it was low. Yeah. It was really low and had pipes that were really low in the
cement barriers were way thicker, but they're for hurricanes.
Yeah. So, but this one, I was like, we should almost fit.
Yeah.
And when I pulled up the thing, I heard it hit one of the signs, and I was like, "Hun, get out and see if we're gonna make it." And as soon as we started again, I went underneath one of the little cement things, and sure enough, the TV antenna here hit on the pole.
Yeah.
Because this actually sits on a pole on the top, and this is probably the highest thing, and it knocked off the TV antenna and ripped the cord. I mean, as soon as I touched it, it just popped it right off. Steph said stop, and all I heard it do was go bing as soon as she said stop.
See, when I say stop, I mean like now.
So, yeah. So it was like, okay. So, one TV antenna down. This is the, second TV antenna like this that we've had? The first one...
Oh, so... massive. It came with all these like bars to the side of it.
Crazy.
Everybody said our vehicle looked like it was apocalypse, and we didn't even have the shovels on the side or nothing. It was just the antenna with the extra bars, made it a little out there. It was out there, and that only went like 35 miles. This one goes 150
miles. I don't see what that big thing was doing out there.
This one's much sleeker.
Up there.
It was so funny. One time we were trying to get service, and we couldn't get service, and Mike really likes this TV, and he was driving the van, and I was holding the antenna, following him with the van.
Yeah, following him with the van.
That was so comical.
We should have got that on video. That was in Florida at one of the
we just
free
need a whole new
campsites.
antenna to replace it.
Yeah, so now we just need a whole new antenna, but that's not a big deal. I'm still getting, I get, like 35 channels here in Portland, so even without the booster.
Some places it's really nice, some places it's not. Like San Diego, it was all like Chinese and Korean channels.
Right.
And I was like,
couldn't
what
understand any of that, but
so.
if you don't know, we do have a 24-inch Samsung internet-ready TV, so I can watch YouTube and anything you can watch on a smart. It's basically a smart TV,
right.
And we also can beam one of our phones, or we have a dedicated tablet that we actually can beam CVS, and I can watch we actually switched our cell phone plan from a regular plan to a business plan.
Right.
And it came with free Netflix. So we did not have Netflix up to this point. We had only used the CBS app. I don't know if you know what that is, but it allows you to be able to watch TV almost anywhere you have internet.
Hello.
So you can watch live TV in a lot of places, a lot of markets, and you can watch anything on demand on CBS. So,
hello from St. Augustine. I love shopping
wow. There. Nice place.
Favorite place
Florida.
to shop. Anyways,
we actually took our Kia Soul there. It was one of our very first trips we took together.
Well, somebody did ask, how did we meet and how did we get started? So if you want to talk about the Kia.
All right.
So when Mike and I met, that was actually the car that I started with, was a 2015 Kia Soul, and he still has
Jeep,
was it 2009 Jeep Compass?
Jeep
Is that
Compass,
correct?
yes.
Okay, so he still has a Jeep, and his mom is actually taking care of it for us. Well, Mike and I, we lived 2 hours apart, and in the middle was school. So we would go to school and meet all the time, and then if we wanted to see each other, like on the weekends or something, it was either, I would go one way or he'd come this way.
We met in the middle a lot. We met in the middle a lot of times. We were like, I'll drive an hour, she'd drive an hour, and we'd meet in Tampa. So, but after spending money on hotel rooms and driving back and forth to each other's place, we decided we went to a drive-in movie theater right there in Tampa, Florida one weekend, and we did that for a couple weekends. And Steph would always throw all kinds of stuff in the back of the Kia, and we'd pop the top up on the back and just sit there and we'd watch the movies. And then afterwards, after a couple weeks of doing that, well, not a couple weeks, like 3 or 4 times over a couple of months, over like a semester, we decided, we're like, well, tonight we could just stay in the back of the Kia, like somewhere. We had seen people stayed at Walmart. I already had a gym membership, so we just said, why don't we just stay here, and in the morning we'll get up and take a shower at the gym, and then you can go to work and I can go to work.
With the Kia, it's like one of those newer vehicles where you could put the back seats all the way down, so it was like we had the whole back area to cover with. And then it did have a area that went down
underneath
in the back for storage, and that's what we tried to make a seating area out of there, but then he didn't fit really. So then we were like, scratch that idea, and
so
we
you have
just
to go
made
way back to see some of our
storage,
footage of that Kia, but you can see the Kia in some of our early on videos. So basically, we decided we wanted
the very first video.
Yeah, and then Christmas of last year, I made a video because I actually had the Christmas tree from the Kia, I put in the new van.
Yeah.
So I made a little comparison video of the Christmas tree in the Kia and Christmas tree in the van, so you can see the difference if you want to check out that video going back to like last December. If you guys don't know, we've got like 330 videos out right now.
Yes.
So, but basically after that, we decided we wanted to move in together. And we were both going to college, both working, and we decided we were just going to get an apartment. Well,
we were graduating in 6 months.
In 6 months.
So it was like, and we knew that the next school we were going to was going to be across the state. So it was like, really, do you want to break a lease? So we ended up living in the Kia.
We looked around all over the place. It was like $1,500 for an apartment in Tampa and Clearwater area.
Let's
so
cut this a little short. We got
people.
We got stuff to get to. We got Backyard Rambler is on here.
Oh, nice.
And he's got a fuel pressure problem he's going to try and take care of at the van build.
Okay. And I guess that is why we're here.
Other people on here saying
so basically, we didn't want to spend that much on rent. We ended up modifying the Kia and living in it for a year. And then after that, we finished up school and we decided to head on the road. What are our future plans? I guess that is the basics of this video. So basically, we're in Portland. We're going to start heading south. And in doing so, we're going to... This is the loudest ever. We're going to start heading towards the van build, I guess. Jamie Ematic Nomadic's van build. From what I understand, he still doesn't have the permit, but I'm sure he's going to get the permit, and I'm sure everything's going to be okay. And I'm assuming that we're going to be starting to head that way, and we're going to be there. I don't want to say on the 1st, because I'm kind of thinking we might not be there until sometime in the first week, maybe the first weekend. We don't
want to like exactly get stuck in Arizona and like the desert area, because like from the band build there you have the month and then you have the RTR, and they're all kind of in Arizona there. So we are just trying to stay out of Arizona for as long as we can. And last year we got to a point where it was like you couldn't go anywhere else because everywhere else was snowing
and cold.
So we're trying to kind of wait for that moment and go down. So
I mean, we really want to be able to see and show you guys as much of... I kind of want to hit California coast.
Yeah.
So if I could kind of go down the California coast,
what is it? The
Redwoods
National Park,
and I want to see that.
I mean,
there's
we missed a lot in California.
Yeah, we didn't go all the way up. Are we attending the RTR? Yes, we do plan on attending the RTR.
Yeah.
That's one of our plans. We plan to be there. That's definitely on the list. And that goes back to a couple of weeks in January in the Arizona desert. So, sorry guys about the blurriness. But that goes back to being in the desert most of January in Arizona. And then, as you guys know, everybody kind of splits up from the RTR and kind of heads on. So, we've got less than a month to make it to the van build. And there's a lot of stuff we really want to see. And a lot of other YouTubers are going to be in the van build area. They've already descended on Arizona, a lot of them. So there's a lot of people already heading that way. I know Jamie, when we talked to him at Descend on Bend, he said he's heading that way. And so I like to bring you some different content, honestly. And going down the coast is going to kind of give me a little different content than everyone else at the moment. And I think that's what you really want to see is different content, right? And for that, I think we're going to head down and then kind of jet over. I think we're just going to take our time, do what we normally do, and enjoy just being the next month or so. And then whenever it gets to be about the 25th of next month, we'll just head over to the van build. because to be honest, guys, it's going to cost a couple $100 for us to head towards the van build. So
right, because you got to think, like right now we're in Portland, Oregon.
So for us to head all the way to Parker, Arizona, is going to cost us at least a couple $100 in fuel.
Yes.
And I want to make sure that we're going there and everything's fine before we make that commitment. We run this channel on a pretty shoestring budget, guys. So if you think we're super rich or whatever, that's not the case. And we basically are doing this month to month and keeping this alive.
But I mean,
we're making it and we're doing it.
Yeah, every month we've been slowly getting a
little bit
more.
better and a little bit more, and everything's working out a little bit better. Yes. And we see a trend.
All because of you guys.
And it is because of you.
And, that's not because of, well, it is our hard work and such.
But
thank you for stopping in.
Watching
you were our first person coming in.
Is what makes this a channel. So we've got 95 people on here. 15 thumbs up. You want to hit that thumbs up button, I'd appreciate it. But you guys are the reason we're here. We're at over 4,500 subs now. Yes. And for that,
that's amazing.
I remember when we were 45 subs saying, wow, we could be at 450 subs. And then when we were at 450 subs talking about, wow, wouldn't it be nice one day if we were 4,500 subs? And look at us today. We're 4,500 subs plus and growing. So, and for that, I want to thank each and every one of you, because you are the one that make this happen. If you guys don't watch our videos, I can't keep making videos if you don't keep watching the videos. That's just the truth. So the dates of the RTR, ooh, I'm not sure. Hey, Terry and Scott, are they in? They here? How's it going, guys? You doing all right?
Destination Open Road is in here, so you can say hello to them if you want.
And kind of mingle between each other. I know this isn't like a sub for sub thing or anything, but if you see somebody's channel on here that's on this live stream and you want to check them out, please go over there and check out their channel. I remember when I was small, we were small, and I love supporting small channels. So if you've got a small channel and I can help you, if you're doing live streams, there's a couple people like Nomadic Bike and
somebody asked, did we
Randy,
pick up
the mobile
any
traveler,
jobs like work camp or such, and we haven't done that yet, but we've always talked about if it came to that, we wouldn't be objected to that, because especially like we have different skill levels. Like he was in computers and such, and I was in the service industry. So like we just seen at one of the national parks that all of the lodges and restaurants were opening for positions and stuff like that, and I could fill just about every position in there except for top chef. So
she's worked in the industry for a while.
Yeah, I filled like every position in the kitchen and such. So for us to find jobs it would be pretty simple, we would think, because we've worked.
Set. Yeah, we both have an engineering degree also. So, but up to this point, thankfully, because of all of you, we have not had to stop and do work camping gigs yet. And look at Sheldon; he is really on the ball now. He is wanting to go and explore now.
He's like, I heard my friends are on here. I gotta show off for them. He's showing off for you guys, Terry and Scott. That's why he's
Someone asked about our Patreon page and how you do that. At the end of each video, there's a little Patreon circle tab at the end. And if you click that, it'll actually take you right to our Patreon page. Or not in this one, not in our live streams, but in all of our videos, I have a link straight to the Patreon page. On YouTube, all of our videos have a link right there to our Patreon page. You can basically go on there, you put your credit card information on, and for $1, $5, $10, however much you want to do for a month, it's charged on the first of the month. every month, and Steph writes a blog on there about all the places. She just did a really and pretty decent with
Should
a lot
we,
of
like, give them a
pictures.
sneak peek? I mean, I am holding my phone.
You could,
yeah.
absolutely. She
Because
does like a
on-
very,
yeah.
very elaborate posts with multiple pictures. We do a lot of still pictures. She takes extra pictures that you don't see. And that's what you get on Patreon, if you're wondering.
Yeah.
So it's $1 or as much as you would like above that a month, and that helps towards our travels.
Let's see if I can.
Should I turn the light off for a second?
Maybe. Okay, so that kind of works out. No. Well, it did for a minute. Okay. Turn off the light. Okay, so as it focuses in, so this is pretty much what it is. It's just my personal pictures taken with this phone, and then it has a little commentary about what I seen, like this. Was my favorite van, and we got coffee from it, and this was a wine truck, which was really cool, and these were there, but they were extras. You did have to pay for those while you were there, but it was pretty cool to have that option. And like, somebody was asking me what's the difference between the RTR and Bend, and Mike was like, simply, Bend is a party and the RTR is not. Like, here there's the beer truck and the wine truck, and there's food, and it's adult people, so everybody can like hold their liquor and stuff. And there was, I mean, on the last day, there was a craziness. They were like throwing just plastic tables and everything into the fire. But I mean, there was one drunk guy who like passed out and then got back up and started dancing. But there was nothing like, no craziness. And it was like, we had a potluck, and Mike and I were always talking about eating other people's food on the road, especially because you don't know their sanitary level. And so when we eat at potlucks, we were really always kind of taking a chance with that. And it was very nice because nobody got sick. Out of all those people and all those dishes that everybody made, nobody got sick.
So I mean, I guess
it was impressive to me.
So if you want to check out the Patreon, check it out. I know a lot of you are not in a position to do Patreon, and that is totally understandable. I totally get it. And you know how you really support us? Watching the commercials, watching our videos. That's how you support us. That means the world to us. That's how we are able to not have to work camp. Making a video every day is giving us a little bit of income and enough to keep us on the road. So if you want to help us, watch the videos. Yes. That is what's making us, and the Patreon is what's keeping us out here. I
just want to say hi to Janice and Minivan Mike and Backwoods Rambler and Nomadic RV. I know you guys are all in the community that supports us, and I know all of you have your own channels, and we support you, and that's what it's all about. Like, even Destination Open Road, I'm sure they're busy, but they took time to come in and drop in and say hi on our live stream.
And we appreciate that a lot.
Always. It's so nice to come together and help each other no matter what you're doing. And Mike never cooks.
No, I don't cook. You know when I cook is when we go out to dinner. That's when I cook. No, Steph's an amazing cook, and I could do a little barbecue, but besides that, Steph is definitely the cook. And Sheldon is just acting crazy. He's in his little spurt where he wants to do stuff now.
Yes, because he hears that we're talking, and he's very social, and so if he hears a conversation going, he wants to be a part of the conversation, and he will run around to try and get attention. And he is 3 years old, and his birthday is May 30th.
Look at him looking at
you. In case you didn't know that, your birthday is May 30th.
And we put a little heating pad, one of the hand warmers, inside of this little, I guess you'd wash a car with it, but he really likes it. So he doesn't actually stay on the heating pad, on the heating hand warmer. It kind of gives a barrier, but it makes this little pad really nice and warm, and he can just sit on this and enjoy himself. But He is really wanting to climb.
Yeah.
Oops.
I mean,
He
I
likes
let
to
him.
climb. We pretty much, if you don't know, we let him kind of climb all over the place here and let him do whatever he wants to do. We try not to let him fall on the floor because that to me is just not good.
I mean, he will warn us. Like, can you show them this? Watch this.
Watch this, guys. See, like, he'll warn us, like, hey,
See how
I
he's
wanna,
on the edge, and he'll stick his head like down, like I want down.
I want down. Can you take me down there, Mom and Dad?
Yeah.
I want to go down there.
Yeah.
So, but he loves to climb all
So,
over us.
We're gonna put him down because that's what he wants.
That's what he wants.
He likes being on the floor because usually we sit up here like this and we have
On the
our
bed.
legs up here,
Mhm.
and he can just run all the way
He can
down there.
run all over the floor.
And we have like a little speaker and some little things on the floor, and he
loves to climb
Yeah,
on stuff. So for him, he'll
right.
climb all over
Yeah.
the speaker.
Right.
Little Bluetooth speaker we have. And so he'll climb all over everything down there now and just enjoy himself. At night, a lot of times we've been putting him over here on his little bed and telling him to go to sleep, and he actually just goes to bed.
Yeah.
But before that, when it wasn't so cold, we would just let him put this on the floor and his little bed.
Yeah.
And if he wanted to, he could just run around and do whatever he wanted to. But
like right now, he's headed for the shoes, and that's like one of his favorite things to climb on.
So he loves climbing on our shoes and just climbing
Funny
up on
story,
everybody.
one time we let him out, and this was probably like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or something, and we let him crawl around, and we were watching TV, and then we were like, oh snap, where's Sheldon? And we probably looked for him for 30 minutes. He was in Mike's shoe.
Mike's shoe. He was in my shoe. Just chilling. Just relaxing. I was like, where did he go? Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm sure that.
Because there's been times when we've been camping with people, and people were like, you guys in there? And we're like, can't open the door. We don't know where Sheldon is.
Yeah,
we left him out all night, and he's crawled in somewhere into a corner.
Yeah.
And
but now he's like old enough, and I guess knows his name enough now that if we just call
start
his
hollering
name,
for him, he'll pop out of somewhere.
or if he's somewhere where he can't get out, like sometimes he'll slide by the door over here, and he can't climb back out if he slides over here by the door, but he'll scratch on the door to let you know where he is. So like now he's getting to the point where he's old enough to tell you where he is, I guess.
And like right now, he's just, I gotta show you guys, he's just, I'm gonna do it slowly, but he's just walking around. He was trying to climb on that little Bluetooth speaker. Maybe he'll do it now. See, he wants to try to climb on everything. Oh, there he is. Sorry, I didn't realize you. But he likes to climb all over the place. Hopefully he'll go that way.
Craig around here.
Hey, Sandra and Craig. Want to turn around, Shelly, and go climb on the speaker? No?
Do we ever think we will ever upgrade to an RV? No, we don't think we'll ever upgrade to an RV just because they're so unstable.
I think if we did upgrade, we would like to upgrade to the big Ram Promaster, like camper van Kevin. You know, if we were going to move up, I think that would be what we would want.
That is his favorite things to eat.
But I wouldn't buy one that was all built out. I would build it out myself and put in a shower. I think that's the only thing that we're lacking in this van is to actually have, we have an outside shower, but to have an inside shower, even if you just sat on the porta potty and did this with a shower, that to me would, and to be able to stand up. Being able to stand up and to have a little place to be able to take a little rinse-off shower.
I shaved my legs in the sink one time with our warm water, and
it worked.
It worked, but it's always
not just
nice
the nicest.
to just go into the van.
But if you don't know, we have an Anytime Fitness membership, and that's where we normally take our showers, is at the gym. But it would be really nice if we did have the bigger Ram Promaster or a new Sprinter.
Right.
We would have more clearance, and we would also have more room. So, but that along comes with a bigger payment. So
It does. Like, I
give it
don't
and
know
take
if
it.
you guys have been following us, but our buddy Joe, he used to be with us. He was in an E350 Econoline at the RTR, and then we met back up with him on Descend on Den, and he bought used to be a mobile library truck. It's probably, like 40 foot, 30 foot, 36 foot. It's pretty big. It's
pretty
huge.
big.
It's huge.
It looks like a bus.
And it was a blind auction, so he didn't realize how big it was. And he said that is probably his biggest thing right now is gas. And somebody did come on here and then again ask us how did we meet and get into this van life. So I'm going to give you kind of the short version because we can't get into a long story and we can't miss comments. So you moderate the comments while I talk about this. Well, Mike and I actually met going to school and college, and I lived an hour from school one way and he lived an hour from school the other way, so we were always kind of doing this back and forth. And we actually 3 years ago, a gift to each other was to stay at a hotel room for Christmas, and that was until recently, that was the last time we stayed in a hotel room. And so after that, we started staying in my Kia, and I had a 2015 Kia Soul, and it was really nice. I mean, I bought it in March of 2015. I test drove it with 9 miles on it, bought it with 15 miles on it, and I totaled it with 60,000 miles on it a year and a half later, which is how I had gap insurance, so they covered the vehicle, and then that's how we got this vehicle.
Someone slammed into the back of us.
But living in the Kia, we didn't live in the Kia like we live in here. We live in here with about 75% of our stuff, and also have a storage unit with about 25 of our other stuff that we didn't want to carry, like our kayaks and things like that. We didn't want to bring that because somebody said if you bring that on your trip, you kind of have to schedule your trip around that, and that was so true.
If we had the bigger van, if we had the bigger ProMaster, we would have bought the kayaks and stuff for sure. But
so all that's in the storage, but that's how we lived in the Kia. We had a 5x10 storage, and we set it up just like a closet. I mean, it had 24-hour access, it had AC, it had an outlet, so Sheldon even had a 10-gallon tank, a heat lamp, and everything set up, and that was set up in the storage. And it was so funny because one time I would drive my friends from like work to home or school to work or whatever. I would help caravan with them, and one time I forgot to take the cardboards out of the windows. And my friends were like, oh, that's so cool, it's so that nobody could see you back here. And I was like, yeah, that's why I did it, because like I can't afford tinting. Ha ha ha. No, my windows were tinted. I bought it with tinted windows. Yeah, I think the 2015 Kia Soul was the only car I bought with tinted windows, I think.
But that worked for a year, and then someone smashed into us. We had gap insurance, and we went looking for a big van, and they wanted $600 a month for that big van.
And his Jeep as a down payment.
And my Jeep, and like $3,000 in cash. So this van we got for $16,500. Yes. No money down. Right. No trade-in.
If you guys are just coming on here or don't know, Mike does actually have a 2009 Jeep Compass, and that is the car he had when we met. Now, he never got rid of it. Now, at one point when we were talking about getting the bigger vehicle, he would have had to give up the Jeep, and then we would have had $600 in payments. But because we wanted to start the YouTube channel and fund our travels on YouTube, it was a little bit more expensive than what we thought was possible, really.
$600 a month.
So that would be more coming out of his retirement, so to say. And so that is not something we decided was the best thing for us. So we decided on a smaller van, which worked really good for us, because I think that when you're starting out, you should probably go as small as you could,
possible.
as small as possible,
And cheap as possible.
And this is why I say that, not because of minimal living or anything like that, but because it does take time to learn how to navigate and find your spots and find dumping and things like that.
Yes.
And it's like, if you have a smaller vehicle, it is a learning curve. And if you have a smaller vehicle, it's much better. But if you have a smaller vehicle, you could also keep in mind, okay, I stayed at this BLM and only has 11 sites, and none of them are really big enough for a 26-foot RV. You now know that. But if you were showing up in your fifth wheel,
you're screwed.
You're screwed.
You're screwed. But I think we went as small as we could and as cheap as we could. Mm-hmm. This being $300 a month for us, we can afford this. And that's all I can really say about that. Is a lot of people ask why we picked this van. And if this van picked us. We didn't pick this van.
It's not what you know, it's who you know. I know we got a little banter going back and forth between the Dodge Ram Promasters and the Sprinters. If you guys honestly want to know what is the kicker behind what we would get, Dodge Ram Promaster or Sprinter, it would be Dodge Ram Promaster, only because my mom works at a dealership and anytime we need a part, I get her discount. The only reason. If my mom ever transferred over to a Sprinter dealership, that would be a different story.
It is kind of nice to have someone working at a dealership that can...
I mean, her boss loves us. We bought a battery, we bought wind guards, I mean, we bought floor mats, you name it, we got it. And in her name.
Good to see you getting more subs, Yeah, we really like to support small channels because so many people supported us and got us to where we're at. Without the help of other YouTubers, we would not be here. I mean, we have collabed with so many great people out on the road that do this. Without their help and the help of our subscribers, that cross-pollination is really what's made it happen. But, I mean, for the money, I think the Ram Promaster, the bigger one, would be what we would go to. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't see that happening anytime soon. Our finances can't afford a new van, so we're paying on this van. It has almost 65,000 miles on it right now, and we just got a new set of tires and a new battery. It would be a miracle if we got a new van. Let's just put it that way.
Yes.
It would definitely be a miracle if we got a new van. I don't see us getting a new one financially.
We've talked about how we've come so accumulative to the size of this and traveling in this. It's just that we've talked about a bigger van, but then we've also talked about what if we just stayed in this van and traveled it and take it to its death like I did on my other cars, and then just buy a boat. I mean, it's...
And skip the bigger van
It's really hard
to decide.
To plan because it kind of like, things end up falling into part and
into place. And,
and you...
But if we go the bigger...
kind of know which way is better for you.
If we go
but
the bigger
right
van
now,
route, that's like another, a bigger van's $30,000, another 10, so that's $40,000. Well, that's a $40,000 that I could use towards getting into a sailboat or a catamaran or a cabin cruiser or whatever we decide later on. If you guys don't know, I love the van life. Steph loves the van life.
And Destination Open Road said, I know you don't want a camper after you watched us put ours on our truck. That was like the scariest thing I ever watched.
It was kind of scary watching you guys put that on there.
It was so crazy because if anything happened, it was the best place to happen because it was on their property, in their backyard. But it was so crazy because I was like, that's her house. Like, she is moving her house, and it's like, it's not an empty house, like everything's in there. And then they're moving this massive truck. They don't have a small F-150, they got a big truck, and they're just moving it closer and closer, like literally like
within
an inch to their house.
Yeah, and to me, I don't know.
I'm heating up just thinking about it.
I mean, for us to be able just to hop in the back and just do what we want to do and hop in the front. If we had a bigger van, we wouldn't have to do the shuffle. And if you're a true van lifer, you know what I'm talking about. The van life shuffle. And it's basically, I'm sure RVers have to do it, and people in truck campers do it too. Everyone does it. I'm sure if you live in your car, you really do it. So, because I know we did when we lived in a Kia. Yeah. But I just call it the van shuffle. You get somewhere, all the extra crap, like our big bag of jackets. At the van build, if we decide, I might build a little shelf over here on the side, because we need some more storage that comes up on the side.
Yeah, right now it's kind of just all dangling there, and it looks like a hot mess, but we know exactly what we would put in the cupboard, so it would be so nice to just put up a cupboard. And like Mike and I, rainy day, right? Okay, so we're kind of being lazy, and we're watching TV, and that's something we get to do a lot. And we're watching, what is it, HD TV or something like that, where they go in and they remake people's houses. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, that's so easy to just go in and redo somebody else's space, but it's kind of hard to work with your own space.
And as we were talking, I know a lot of you live in sticks and bricks and know exactly what I'm talking about right now. And when we get a little discouraged about this van life, when it's hard to find a spot, you need a shower and there's no gym, and you know, you're shifting stuff around and you hear people outside, you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Then you watch a show and they're like, oh, my house is worth $240,000. I owe $300,000 on this house. It's only worth $250,000, and I got to put $20,000 worth of money in this house just to sell it, and I can't even sell it. And I'm like, are you serious? That is just the craziest thing to me, is to think that you were $300,000 in debt and you got to spend more money just to get maybe out of the debt. And then where are you gonna live? You're gonna buy something more? That rat race is such a gimmick, and I'm sorry if any one of you got stuck in that rat race and buying a house and doing the 9 to 5 and doing all of that. I just can't do it. Just can't do it. There has to be a better way. I mean, I don't give up. So, like...
Yeah. And it's like, it's so crazy because I see people, like, and I feel bad because I feel like I'm singling her out, but she's the only one that I know who's doing stuff like this. But Curious Carly just took off to Cambodia right now, and then we have another friend who took off to Africa, and she took off in a backpack, and that's what she wants to do. She wants to live in a backpack for the rest of her life. And Mike and I find that, well, Mike could probably do that.
I could do it
because he was in the military.
I mean, I get it. I understand where she's gonna, like, go stay in a hostel here and there, but I see that struggle. But I see those struggles. I've been through these. I've stayed in hostels and traveled in Europe and blah blah blah, and even finding public transportation is such a pain in the butt. Like, where do I need? What car do I need? What time does it come? Oh, I can catch an Uber now. Well, that's nice, but not in every country. Not every place has dependable transportation. Not every place has dependable lodging. And getting from A to B is the biggest, hardest part. Once you're there, it's not a big deal. You're at your place and you keep your stuff in a locker and it's secure, and you go and explore and you do your thing, and I get that. It's from getting to place. I am so spoiled with having our house right with us. I get on the front, I turn the key, we go get food, we go do whatever. We make food in the back. We just drive to the gym. We just drive here, drive there.
Or like today, it's raining outside. We're hanging out in the van because it's raining outside. Or like just like the simple things of like sometimes there's not always a public bathroom.
Right.
So like, is she going incognito and just behind a bush, or is she being civilized and holding it for the next 4 hours till
and
she
we have a
finds
toilet
bathroom?
in here.
I don't know. And like I said, like, how do you even buy food for yourself? Because if if she finds a deli and if they have sandwiches that she likes, then she could buy a sandwich for about 20 minutes in her bag before it starts wilting because of the heat and the humidity. Like, what does she eat? Fruit and vegetables? I guess that's just not enough for me. And everybody's level of comfort is so different.
And that's what me and Steph talk about all the time.
Being very minimalist and going backpacking, I might
She's
go
like, I'm not
backpacking with the van in the parking lot. But I don't think I'm just gonna go. And like, I thought about going backpacking with my friends to like, what is it, Dry Thoughts in the Florida, where you go and you have to spend like 3 days to do that. I passed on that. So, I mean, you just gotta think about what will make you feel comfortable.
And people's levels of comfort are different.
Yes.
A lot of people ask, why do you have a TV?
Well, we like to watch the news.
We like to watch the news. Right now, I have the news on, guys. I'm watching the 11 o'clock news, the 6 o'clock news here in Portland, and they're
Carly
showing the weather.
Answer my question, so I'm very freaked out. She's like, I'm going live, so I went on a live stream. First question I asked is, how far are you from the American Embassy? I thought that was a very important question. She skipped my question, and then she went off live. If she was my daughter, I'd be blowing up her phone right now.
Carly, Steph likes you, if you didn't notice.
She's so brave.
But, you know, we have the ability just to sit here, and we like to watch TV. We like to just sit here in the evening and make dinner. And a lot of people don't understand, as a couple, like, we just come into the van in the evening and we turn the TV on and we make some dinner and we hang out, just as like you do at home on your couch with your significant other, watching the YouTube or watching whatever favorite show you like to watch. And that's about the same as us. That's the same thing we do. And that's why I built the van the way I did, is so that we could sit here and watch TV.
Somebody
and relax.
asked about, well, we had a couple of people ask about Kevin. I think Kevin's still in Yellowstone.
I think his videos are in Yellowstone. I think he's made it on a little bit. You know, we run a little delay on our videos, but I think he's heading, he's heading in the direction he's heading, guys. You just got to figure it out. I don't like to give away people's locations, so that's not my thing. I know where Kevin is. Kevin knows where we're at, and that's kind of all that really matters.
We will probably see Kevin at another event. If we see him,
we're waiting on him.
Then you would probably know. But I don't think do we plan on seeing him before the van build?
If he gets his solar and he needs me to put it on, guys, I've already told him, let's get it done. Let's meet up somewhere and get it done. He didn't want to come this far north. I wanted to come up to Seattle. I wanted to come up to Portland, and I wanted to hang out and do this kind of stuff up here. He didn't want to come this far. I totally understand that. I get that. So he kind of made it to Yellowstone, and he's going to kind of start heading his way back down. I've got to start making my way back down too. So we're going to kind of be making our way back down. He's going to be more in the center of the country. I'm going to be more on the West Coast. And then at a certain point, when he gets ready and he wants his solar done, we're going to have to rendezvous somewhere and slap the solar on and get it done right. So, but that's on his timeline. When he wants to do it, he knows I'm available, and we'll rendezvous somewhere and get it done.
Somebody said, any plans on getting a drone? When the money permits.
If I had the money, I would already have a drone.
He wants a drone. He knows what drone he wants.
There's a cheap drone I want for $400, DJI Spark.
Yeah.
No big deal.
I'm like, you want a drone? Get rid of your coffee pot. I mean,
$400, and then that's the cheap drone, or the $1,400 Mavic Pro 2. You know, if you're gonna do it good. I'm an electrical engineer. I'm an engineer. I would love, if I had the space, I'll say this, if somebody out here's got like a little shop, let's build a drone. Screw buying one. Let's just come. Steph's an engineer, I'm an engineer. if you got a spot where I could work, I need a place where I can hook in a soldering iron and all these tools and oscilloscope and all the things that I need, and then build the
It was
drawing.
actually pretty funny when Mike and I were first dating. There was a guy in our group who actually had all of this equipment, and he just gave it to me because he's like, "You're young, you're a girl, you're probably the only one
soldering stations and stuff like
you
that.
You probably need this more than any old guy in here." So he gave me all this stuff. And it was in the back of my Kia, and Mike was just drooling over it. I mean, like, drooling. And he was like, "How much can I pay you for this and this and that and blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "You're my boyfriend. I'm not going to charge you. Take it." But, like, if we broke up, I was taking that.
And someone asked about getting a ham radio first. Craig and Sandra, one of our Patreons and friends, when they left us the last time, he gave me a ham radio. I know it's not the most crazy, expensive, nicest one on the planet, but you know what? Right now, neither I or Steph have our ham license.
And
but
somebody asked, how would that help the channel over a drone? And now that may be a good perspective, but it's like, this can save our life if we get lost
and that's what I wanted to talk about.
It's
right.
kind of like, we do definitely pass GoPros and things like that, and we
see them all the time at Walmart, and I drool over them.
Debate on,
should we buy
it
now, or
is
do we
it
wait?
time?
Is it the right time? Are we at that level?
We are constantly in that
battle of like, I want a Canon. I want the nice 4K mirrorless camera, guys, with the gimbal and the whole nine. But I don't have $1,300 to get it. But so I deal with what I have. I buy the best of what I can afford. But we do have a ham radio. And no, we do not have our ham licenses yet. We are studying up now, and we'll be getting our ham licenses very soon. But a lot of you asked, then why do you have the ham radio? Well, if you don't know, you can use this as GMRS too. And we run 21 on our things. This gets a little bit better distance and battery life than your small little bitty,
like
this one here that you buy at the Walmart or whatever. These go a little further. Yeah. So that, number one, is helpful.
That one goes 32 miles.
But it doesn't But it doesn't really go that far. But if you get someone with like Craig in the middle with a big base unit, he can kind of like, me and him can reach out and touch each other from a good little distance with one of these. But if you run on GMRS, channel 21, it is legal. Channel 14, that is legal. The only time I would call out on this, on the ham side, is if I'm in trouble. If I am in trouble and something bad is, you can run these little portable walkie-talkies without a license. So that's the same thing that I'm running on this. And everyone use these little walkie-talkies, and that's what I'm using them for. Correct. Not the FCC type, right. But basically, if I needed to holler out for help, I'm going to holler out for help. And if you guys want to say whatever you want, it's legal to holler out for help if you need help. And let's just put it that way.
It's kind of like, it's almost like a cop. If a cop does an illegal search on you and finds something, that illegal search goes out the window and you're getting charged.
Because, you don't use these unless you have an emergency. And I will use it in an emergency. If you don't know, most of the times we are places that there is no cell phone service. So, and that's just... And a lot of times we use these family radios and the family radio side, and to us it works in the campgrounds or on BLM land, or if we don't have phone service and Steph wants to go take a shower at the shower house, she's going with a radio. So that's just the way that goes. She should be able to get a hold of me, and if her cell phone doesn't work, then we have communications, at all times. And these little radios make that possible. and we don't use them for the ham side, but I do know how to use a ham radio. I have a computer science degree. I have an electrical engineering degree.
Military training.
And military training. I can get on this ham radio, and if I need to holler out for some help, I will do so. And that's, legal. But it helps when you're caravanning with people. Most of the time, if we're not caravanning, we'll just do it with the people that, between the two of us.
Yeah.
Am I good with inverter repair? Yeah, I can pretty much fix just about anything.
Well,
that
you might have a troubleshoot problem.
Have a trip light with a broken switch. Well, unsolder the switch out and put in whatever you need back in there. It's right.
Yeah.
I grew up.
Unsolder it. That's so easy.
I mean, I just came from the generation. I grew up. My first computer was a Commodore 64. My mom worked for NCR, which was bought out, by. I grew up with computers. I grew up tearing stuff apart. My mom always complained. She'd buy me something. I'd tear it completely apart and put it back together and then use it. So, but now today, when something breaks, I just came from a different time than the day and age of today, where you just throw away that cell phone or you throw away that piece of electronics when you get done with it.
He said I'll have to hire you when we meet up. Oh, we'll do that. I mean, we're always looking for new jobs, and especially if you have a YouTube channel, because if you could boast about our jobs, and I mean, we are pretty confident in our work. I mean, if you've been following us, you've seen that we put Wes's system together, we put Paul Barger's system together. We've troubleshooted Kevin's system, not like we put it together, but we've troubleshooted a couple of times. There was this girl, Renee, we helped her with her system.
Built a system for her.
I mean,
I got it. It's not that hard, guys. And if you're intimidated by solar, it's not that big. But
we know what we're doing. And there's a lot of people, we know the basics and the theories and how it works and Ohm's laws and things like that. There's a lot of people who install their solar, and it's and you talk about Ohm's law and their face goes blank. It's like Ohm's law is how you figure out how much power you need for the load you want to control. And it's like, if you don't know that, then you're just guessing.
You're pretty much guessing.
You're guessing.
But
if you don't know that, if you don't know the math behind it, you're guessing.
Pretty much. And I just enjoy fixing things. So when I was a kid, I tore stuff apart and I put stuff back together, and I still do that today. I feel like throwing stuff away that can be fixed is, if I could fix my TV antenna, I would. But unfortunately, if you don't know, we talked about this earlier. Last night here in Portland, we tried to go into a parking garage. We thought we could fit, but that was about an inch.
Good night, Minnie.
An inch too short. So it broke off my TV antenna, ripped the wiring off and everything. But you can't fix broken plastic. So I'm gonna have to buy a new TV antenna. That's just the way it is. So, but that's gonna have to wait, because there ain't no money in the budget for that. So we'll have to wait for that.
Right now, we're doing pretty good with the smart TV. All right, Sheldon, you're just acting crazy.
You falling off?
Yeah.
What?
Flipping over.
Are you getting scared? Are you freaked out, buddy? Don't be freaked out. Don't be freaked out. Yeah, there's no money in the, I wish you could JB weld it, but it literally ripped all the connections out and just tore it all to pieces and broke the housing.
If it was a simple
I would already put it,
two wires
I'd already put it back together. I'd already put it back together, but it's just going to have to be completely tore apart and put back together. How noisy are those boxes on the roof? Not at all. You do not hear them at all.
If I'm in here and he opens it.
Oh, yeah, you can hear.
It sounds like a tree falling on the van.
Because I just flipped the lid over.
And he just flips it right on top of the Maxxer van. But other than that, they're pretty
Yeah, when
silent.
we're driving, you can't hear anything.
And then when he unlatches it, because it's latched so hard, I guess, because of the weather and stuff, it's like this.
It's waterproof.
It's like this huge, like, cling, and you can probably hear it from like a mile away.
It's pretty loud.
So when we ride with the boxes, it's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
But to get into the boxes,
it's loud. They're waterproof.
You're not going to do that at night when nobody knows.
Everybody's going to hear you around you.
Everybody.
Yeah. But actually, the boxes up top and the Maxxer fan and everything is completely quiet. How many miles on the ProMaster now? We're almost to 65,000. It's about 64,000. I got 4,000 miles on this set of tires, and another 1,000 miles. I'll need another oil change. We do a 5,000 mile synthetic on this, is what they recommend. So.
And it's so funny because it's like when I did the 9 to 5, it was kind of like when an oil change came up, it was annoying because it was like, now you gotta like drop it off, and I had the Kia service, so then I would drop it off and then they would drive me to work, and it was really no big deal because then my car would usually be there at the end of my shift, and then I would just take it home. But it's just so funny because it was like I was going from work and school that I would rack it up, and I needed miles and oil changes then, but now it's like we need them twice as much. We probably get them like once every 2 months or something like that.
Yeah, we do an oil change every 2 months.
Quite frequently.
Yeah, we do about 5,000 miles every 2 months, guys, if you don't know, putting on. And those boxes, they just sit up there, and I have a rack system that is bolted on to where the ladder rack would normally, the top ladder rack, there's actually threaded holes in the top of the van. And I just tapped into those and built my own ladder rack, which is a box rack now. And that back rack is just screwed bolted into the ladder rack that you would put on the top of one of these utility vans.
Somebody asked how long is the back from the back seats to the doors is 6 foot?
7 feet.
7 foot. So it's 7 foot from the back seats to the back doors. And then somebody asked what year is it? It's a 2016.
It's a 2016 Ram Promaster City with a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder with a 9-speed automatic and manual transmission. So I get about 25 to 32 miles to the gallon depending on terrain. The new tires have not affected the gas mileage in any way, shape, or form.
The boxes are directly on top of the van. There's no mat.
No mat or no. I just sat them right on top, and I built the rack around it.
Even with our Flex Seal solar panels, that doesn't even have a rack. That is just
Velcroed
industrial strength.
Velcro is all I have. If you don't know, I put these same solar panels on the Kia, and they were industrial Velcroed on there for a year. They went on to the rental van with industrial Velcro for a month, and they've been on this van with industrial Velcro, new industrial Velcro, for 2 years in January. No, 3 years in January.
Yeah, it's been 3
It'll
years.
be 3 years in January that these have been on top of here. And these same solar panels have been on 2 other vehicles that they've been Velcroed on.
So for us,
80,000 miles with 2 flexible, all-power, $130 solar panels. They've paid for themselves, and almost 100,000 miles, and they haven't came off between the 3 vehicles. This van has 65,000 miles on it. We got it with 1,900 miles on it, and we put all the rest of the miles on it, guys. It basically was, they're flexible, and my opinion is that the hard panels work the best. If you want good panels, you get home panels that are, a 300-watt panel, and they're 36 volts instead of 12 volts. They'll last you 10 years, 30 years. That's the way to go. But I'll be truthful with you. We started off with one of these panels and one optimum deep cycle battery and a starting battery in our Kia Soul.
Yeah.
I went to one solar panel and two optimum deep cycle batteries in the Kia and the starting battery. And
I remember that they were just sitting on the back floorboard, and it was like they were open, but I knew they were sealed. But the fact
AGMs
that,
and
the fact
they
that
don't make
you
any
could
gases.
just see two batteries sitting there,
Just
you're
freaked her
like, nah. And I was driving because it was my car, so it was like I didn't like the fact that they were right behind my seat either.
So basically, if you don't know, with AGM, you do not have to vent them. They do not give off any off gases, so you can keep them in the.
They still look like batteries.
They still look like batteries. And then when we moved into this van, actually on the Kia, I actually added a second solar panel and had the two batteries and the two panels. And then when we moved to the rental van, I put all that over there. And then when we moved to this van, we had the two panels, and then we bought another battery to have three batteries, and that just didn't seem to keep up. So I bought the fourth battery, AGM battery, with the starting battery, making 5, and just kept the 200 watts of solar. If I would do it again, I would buy one 300 watt panel. There was a hard rigid panel, 36 volts. Run it through the charge controller.
When these start to act funky, we will
replace it with
them. And we're
gonna go up to the rigid panels, and we'll probably upgrade our batteries, charge controller, and panels all at the same time.
Right. Somebody said, if you could afford it, would you do lithium?
Yes.
If you could afford it, why would you not do lithium?
You could take it all the way down. It has so many more cycles.
Right.
But, I mean...
if you have the money to do lithium and you don't, you might as well just call yourself cheap.
Yeah, but it's expensive. It is so expensive.
Like $1,000 a battery, and that's being nice.
That's being generous.
What,
yeah,
$1,200?
Yeah, it's more like $1,500-$1,600 a battery.
I mean, they're a pretty penny.
It's pretty penny.
But they could also hold a bigger load, and they usually
all the way down. You
and
can take
they
it
last
all the way down.
more than 3 years.
Yeah, we basically had these batteries now for 3 years, going on 4. And they're still holding a charge, guys.
Right? But
so
it's about their lifetime.
I mean, 5 years, about their lifespan. So what I'm in another year of we're probably gonna have to get more batteries. And will I upgrade? Yeah, hopefully we're at a level then on YouTube and Patreon that when I need new batteries, hopefully I'll just be able to go. I will probably not buy lithium. I probably won't be at that level yet, but I'm actually looking into there's a couple suppliers that have old Coast Guard batteries that they use for just to sit there and kept on a trickle charger for a year, hoping you don't need it. I'll probably buy a couple of those, or I'll buy up just some Renogy or Life Pro 100 amp AGMs, and I'll probably throw a 300 watt 36 volt solar panel on the top and a nice charge controller and be done with it. Doing solar is not a huge thing, guys.
And we do plan to be at the van build, and so if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. We don't like to toot our own horn, but we will probably know more than everybody else there. So
there's a lot of people there that know a lot about solar, but
I mean, if they want to do your whole system and don't mention anything about a breaker switch, come to us.
There's just I've seen a lot of systems on the road, and they scare me. So just be careful who installs your system. It doesn't necessarily have to be me. I'm kind of at the point where
just ask questions. Make sure they know what they're talking about.
How often do you change vans? Well, we were in a Kia Soul for a year, and then someone totaled it and ran into the back of us, and that we had a rental van for a month, and then we've been in this van 3 years in January. So this is our third van, and well, great. We'll see you at a solar bookcase. Do I recommend a solar bookcase? Yes and no. And they have their pros and they have their cons. The pro is it'll get you by. The pro is you can park underneath the shade, and you can take a suitcase and put it out in the sun, and you can move it around and take it all over the place and make it where where it gets sun all day and move it. Where the things that I don't like about a suitcase is when I'm driving down the highway or I'm in the city and I'm boondocking and it's stealthy, I can't have that out. And if I just, to be able to drive down the highway and have your solar charging everything while you're driving, having both sources, to me is amazing. Or just to be able to get that solar when you're in the city. You can't always put those panels out. But if all you're going to do is BLM and National Forest, having a suitcase on board might help you. Because if you have you should really have both. In my opinion, get you both. I'd love to have both. If I had room, I'd have a suitcase. That I would. Because I could, if we were in the forest, there's a lot of times where I want to park underneath the trees. But I can't because I have to have solar. So I park out where I get solar.
Ooh, someone said maybe lithium manufacturers will send you some batteries for a review like Less Junk, More Journey. Well, thank you for thinking we are on their level. They are slightly bigger than us. And
we would accept any of that. If you're a sponsor out there and want me to review something, ship it on.
But well, thank you. We're not even trying to raise anything, but that was so gracious of you. We always appreciate support.
Yeah.
But it's like we do try to advance in any kind of way. Like somebody offered to give us turtle bracelets, and so when I get them, they will be going for sale on the channel.
There's 10 that he's willing to send us for free.
Right, and I'm probably gonna keep one, so we'll sell 9.
So we got 9 up for sale once we get them, and we'll show you on live stream.
Opportunities like that are starting to appeal to us and open to us.
Absolutely.
So maybe that is not out of the question, but that is something on our part that we would have to jump into and ask.
This nice gentleman basically said he owns a jewelry store. Yep. He doesn't do Patreon, he doesn't do PayPal, but he wanted to figure out a way to help our channel. And he said, I've got 10 turtle bracelets. How about I ship them to you? So they're going to be shipping to Sandra and Craig, and then they're actually going to be meeting up with us at the van build. So they're going to be giving us them at the van build. So within a month, we'll have these, and I plan on selling them on the channel. They'll be limited edition. There will be 9 of them. If you want one, we'll put out a price. And if you want one right now, not knowing the price, toss some money in the PayPal and put on there, I want a bracelet. The first 9 that put that on there with some cash, it's yours. So when we get them, but those are in the works. And I think we just need more merch, don't you guys? Yeah. I mean, what do you think? Do we need t-shirts? Does Sheldon need look, what did he do? I'm sorry.
Somebody asked, why don't you guys start a solar installation company? Well, with any kind of company, that is going to take a lump sum of money to start out with. I mean, for us to say you need to go buy the wires, and you need to go buy the circuit breakers, and you need to go buy the panels and the controller and the inverter, that's one thing. But for us to have that on a shelf for you to come and look at,
takes inventory.
And it takes capital. Right. And we don't have capital.
No. Unfortunately, guys.
And when I say capital, if you guys aren't familiar,
that means money. Basically, we're enjoying traveling. We're trying to grow this YouTube channel, guys, to where we can travel indefinitely and bring you a video at least minimum 5 a week. A minimum. If I keep a daily schedule from now on, I will. I enjoy making the videos. And we enjoy being on the road, seeing these problems with people that have houses and trying to sell them, and how much money it takes to maintain them. And even when we get discouraged here on the road, because we do sometimes, it just means that we don't see how good we really have it, guys. And we're trying to make this channel into something that's bigger and better. We want to make this into something that's sustainable for us. We want to be on YouTube for the rest of our career. We want to make this into a career. So when people ask us, what do we do for a living? You see it. I'm trying to make this into a career. I'm trying to make this into a sustainable income. Do we have more sustainable income? Yes. This is only one income stream. It needs to be only one income stream. I am trying to diversify our incomes and get income from different areas. We are going to be starting an Amazon store. So if you don't know about Amazon affiliates, we are going to be starting an Amazon store, and we'd appreciate that when we get that going, that you guys support that. We do have the Patreon. We do have my pension that kind of is a little staple. And we've had some amazing sponsors up to this point. I didn't get those tires on my own, and some people out there, and you know who you are, have helped us along the way, because they think that this channel is worth keeping.
But even like you guys taking time to watch the live stream, that helps us when we get view time. And somebody asked, do you get new subscribers from live stream? I hope they're on here, because I know that was a couple of comments ago. Yes, because live is a whole new category. You have, what's trending, updated videos, what just came out live. So now you're on a whole new category, and the thing is like, there may be a day where you get lucky and nobody goes live, but there's been days where we felt like going live, and we went on there and we're like, oh snap, 5 of our friends are going
on live. Like, so I go on and Randy's live or Kevin's live, and I'm like, oh, I can't go live right now. Everybody else has got
Bike does
live streams. So we watch his streams. So we like to go on and watch other people's live streams, and
that is something we need to jump on. Someone said I would support your Amazon affiliate links.
Yeah,
we do need to jump on that.
We are going to be building one.
Especially because this is about, the second year we're living in the van, so this is the time where you're going to start replacing things and adding things and such like that. So this is the time where we should start.
And I can actually give you an honest opinion. We've almost had this stove now going on a couple of years. It works great. Or this antenna, it would have worked amazing if I didn't crash into the top of So yeah, Hobotech's going live tonight. A lot of people are going live. GoFundMe for a new ProMaster. I could not in my heart ask you guys to pay for a new RV for us. I mean, would I love a new ProMaster? A big one? Of course. I would rip all the stuff out of this van, and we would install it in the new van and do some upgrading, and that would be amazing, but I don't think that's in the future. Our money can't afford a brand new $35,000 Ram Promaster, so I don't see a new ProMaster in our future. I think
Good night, Nomadic RV.
I think we're gonna be staying with our little ProMaster City for a while, just because this is what we can afford, guys.
Yes.
And
if you buy this Camp Chef stove and oven, somebody said they bought it, you will not regret it. Especially if you like to multitask. Like, usually I'll put dinner in the oven and then I'll write a blog, and by the time I'm done writing a blog, dinner's done. I like that. I like not having to check it constantly. So
yeah, and we also use it as a heating source. We keep we have a Max Air fan, and it stays on all the time. Even when it rains, it can be on.
We have questions about the fridge. What is it, and how do we like it? Now, the fridge, it's, you gotta spell it to look it on Google, because it sounds like one way, but it's spelled another way. We got a hello from Iowa and Grand Prairie, Texas, and Little Rock.
Our fridge. So it's called an Arctic Cool. It's basically looks like a Dometic. It works like a Dometic. It has a digital readout on the front, and it works great. It's called an Alpine Cool. They come in different liters. I think, the smallest one. I know Craig and Sandra have the bigger model that you saw on their 4x4 conversion van video that I did on them. They have the bigger version. I don't know if it's the biggest version, but they have the bigger version. It can be used as a refrigerator or a freezer. Cannot be used, as both at the same time. We use ours, in the beginning, we use it as a refrigerator. It uses less power as a refrigerator, but we noticed that we just really like, that's exactly what it is. It's an Alpine Cool C20. It's the exact same one we have. I think Sandra and Craig have the 40, and
Can I Ashes and April sing the sights?
So basically, it works amazing. It was $200, I think, when I bought it. I think it's up to like $230 now. But a Dometic in that size is almost $500-$600. So it's double the price. And for me, I had to give it a try. It's worked amazing. Sandra and Craig also have one, and it's worked amazing for them. We started using it in the freezer mode, which has really been a lot better.
Right,
for us, yeah. Because we buy frozen food now.
Yeah, and we realized when it was a fridge, we would pretty much stock it up with liquids like milk and soda and things like that. So it's like, now that it's a fridge, we actually have just food in there.
Right.
Yeah.
And if I had my space, if I had the big ProMaster, I'd have two of these. One as a fridge, and one as a refrigerator, and one as a freezer, and one as a refrigerator. And that's what I would do. For $450 or so, I'd have two of them, but we don't have the space. So that's a nice thought. But, I'd love to have a freezer and a fridge, but it's just not feasible. I think it works great. It's worked great for about 6 months.
Yes.
It does not use a lot of battery power.
I don't know how people do it without a fridge or a freezer, but there are people who don't
use refrigeration.
Yep.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Somebody asked, are we still in school? Yes, we are still in school.
Yep.
And we are talking about making this our last degree, because with the 2 engineering degrees, and then we're talking about doing like a web design degree so that we could get our merch store up and it looks legit.
Right.
Then we'll probably just be done.
Probably so. We'll probably go back and just piddle a little bit, just because it's hard to just stop going to school once you've been in school. But I think we're going to try to pursue this as
I feel like once you're in it, you want to just get as many degrees as you feel like you could fall back on, because that's the one thing that they can't take away from you.
Can't take my education away from me. You can't take away
but
what I know how to do.
But education doesn't mean anything if you don't finish.
True.
If you go to school for 6 years and you drop out a week before graduation, you just threw away 6 years of your life. And
Very
you
true.
came out a little bit smarter, but nobody's going to believe you, and that has no validity, because it's like a receipt of your time there.
Pretty much. Even like Camper Van Kevin told us in the beginning, it was funny. One day he goes, because I said, you go to college and you pay all this money and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, either you go through life and you pay to play, or you go to school and you pay and you learn some stuff. Either way, you go through school, the school of hard knocks, or you go the other way of the school. Either way, you learn some stuff, and you figure out some stuff, and either way, it costs you money, because at the end of the day, if you do try to do things on your own, you're gonna make mistakes, and it's gonna cost you stuff in the end. I think Camper Van Kevin has the biggest Dometic refrigerator you can get, and it is a dual zone. It is a refrigerator and a freezer. So it is, but it costs a lot more. It's over $1,000 is the refrigerator that he has. I think it's more like $1,200, $1,300 is the fridge that he has. And that's because half of it is a freezer and half of it is a refrigerator, and it has basically one compressor, but it uses that compressor to dual zone. It even has Bluetooth on it where you can see what the temperatures are and all that on your phone, Bluetooth to you. If that's what you want, if that's what you need. I mean, he loves his refrigerator, and that's great. If it was me, I'd spend the $400 or $500, get 2 of these refrigerators, one as a fridge, one as a freezer, and call it a day, you know. But at that point, he was at the store and they had one, and he needed one, and he bought it because he needed it, and he didn't have time to wait, and he didn't have a place to send it to. And a lot of that stuff comes into, a lot of people ask why some of the things we do, why we do what we do. Well, I would have loved to have stickers before now, but getting stickers to a location is hard.
But, and then it's even like you have the personal feelings about it, like Mike and all of our friends wanted to do this elaborate design, and you guys may have seen that, and it had the turtle and the Volkswagen Bug, and then it created all these problems about you guys don't even have a Volkswagen Bug, and which I agree with. And so to me, it was like, with all this conversation and an argument going, I was like, why don't you just make it our placards? Like an ice cream truck, it's the first thing people see, it's the thing that people know us by, so why not just make it our placards? And that idea was like dismissed. And then it kept going with the turtle idea. And then it was like, okay, now we got money and we need stickers. And it was like, so we just did the placard idea because it was simple.
And I love it.
So if you guys are starting a YouTube channel and wonder about stickers, I mean, just go out there and find you. I mean, there's Sticker Maker and there's Bubble.com and there's all these all these different things. So you go on there and you see if you could play with the designs, and if you can't make a design, maybe try to simplify it.
And if you don't know, this is a 12-volt refrigerator freezer, and the Edge Stars are amazing. The Winners are amazing. There's a lot of really, really great refrigerators, but they're very expensive, guys. They're not cheap. Go on Amazon and check them out. Yeah. They're not cheap. I think this, for the money, is the best fridge that you can get for your dollar. And like I've told everyone, I might not have the best stuff or the nicest stuff or the most expensive stuff, but I try to have the best that my budget can allow. And to me, that's, you know, ever thought about doing the South Dakota thing like Eric? South Dakota, I mean, maybe for Sturgis. I mean, I would like to see the.
Someone asked, do you know the amp draw? I guess.
On mine, it's actually runs like a 20 amp draw, but it actually only turns that 20 amps on for a couple of seconds every hour, maybe 10 seconds an hour. It draws 20 amps, and then the compressor turns off, and you're back to drawing just a couple of amps. I actually noticed a huge difference in our batteries conditioning once we switched from the tiny little 12 volt 12 volt semiconductor refrigerator. That's what it is. And it ran all the time. So it ran like 10 amps like 24/7. It never turns off. And to me, that thing was a serious, it kept things cold, but it was a serious, it does on ambient temperature. So it only does like, what, 30 degrees, maybe 20, 30, 40 degrees below whatever the outside ambient temperature is. So if it's 100 degrees outside, you're not going to get but maybe 70 degrees in the fridge. And you can't keep stuff in there at 70 degrees. It works if it's cold outside. I mean, if it's 50 degrees outside, it's going to be super cold in that little semiconductor fridge. It's basically what you see in these little fridges that you see on the... I'm going to need to hook up the power here. Yeah, no worries, guys. But I noticed that took so much more power, used so much more power than this refrigerator.
Right.
And I do notice it does drop down, whenever we turn it on, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it just kind of for like 5-6 seconds, and then bam, it's back up.
Yeah, semiconductors do suck. We do not suggest them.
Although something that I do suggest for a semiconductor, which is basically the same technology, is using them to warm. It's basically the same technology as they use for heated seats and cooled seats in your vehicles. Is basically what that semiconductor technology is. And if I'm considering building something like this, incorporating some of these heating and cooling semiconductors in our bed. And basically, just like heated seats in a car, I would make a heated and cooled bed. So at night, we could just flick the switch on, and she would have a switch, I would have a switch. So if she was cold, she could flip that on. And I think all I need to do is just go tear apart some seats from the junkyard, basically. And they do make kits for that to replace and to add heated seats to vehicles on Amazon. So they do make kits, but it goes back to build over buy, guys. Sometimes I just like to build stuff, so I might try to scavenge some type of older. What did I miss? Camper Van Kevin. How's it going, buddy?
You guys are getting popular. Several YouTubers showed you getting stuck on the descent on bed. If you seen our video, I was like, if you're gonna do it right? We got stuck. And we did it right. And like you said, we were on everybody's channel.
Yeah, we were on Nomadic's channel for sure about us getting stuck. So that was pretty cool. And hey, Kevin, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for stopping in and hanging out.
Subscriber too.
Oh, wow. A seatbelt for your
regular Mountain Dew or throwback? It was
throwback.
Yeah.
We definitely prefer the throwback. The real sugar. We know Mountain Dew is horrible for us. Hands down. I'm not gonna argue with you, but
here's a fun fact. I don't know if there's a true Mountain Dew drinkers out there, but I was drinking Mountain Dew for a long time before I found out that there is an ingredient in Mountain Dew that is illegal everywhere else but in the United States. And if you wonder why Mountain Dew has changed, they're trying to take that ingredient out so that they can make it international. But like me being drinking Mountain Dew for so long, I could tell. I could tell if that ingredient is missing or not. Because to me, if that ingredient is missing, it feels flat. It doesn't even taste like
I like the throwback better. It actually has more of a real sugar taste, and it's just better.
But even some of those.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Steven. Greatly appreciate that on the super chat. Didn't see you were here, buddy.
I know. Did you just pop in?
Just pop in?
Mountain Dew is awesome.
I used to really like Code Red. I give you that. Wow, how did we get on a Mountain Dew discussion?
Somebody asked regular or throwback.
Well, Kevin, what you did miss is people were asking when we're going to rendezvous together and get you some solar. So that's what people are wondering. They're wondering if you're heading towards the van build, and so if you want to comment on that, if you want to share, because you know me, I don't share other people's stuff. So I kind of gave them a generic answer of, we'll see each other when we see each other. So, but if you don't know, we kind of did this live stream to start off. I can't believe it's already been an hour and 40 minutes.
See, there are real Mountain Dew drinkers out there. Paula, my dad would have been able to tell you. I bet he would have.
Yeah.
And if you would have asked me like 6 months ago when I read it, I would have been able to tell you.
Yeah, Kevin, me and you'll have to do our own thing. We're not going to do it at the van build. We'll have to have our own little time there to get your solar done, but it's not going to take too long. So.
Oh, we got people from North Carolina in here. How nice.
So I kind of just want to recap, since we've been on for an hour and 40 minutes. I kind of just want to let everybody know why we really came on. We're in Portland, Oregon. We're sitting right here in a parking lot. We actually paid to park. $1.50 for 24 hours. We're right here in the downtown district of Portland, so please don't come find us. You know me, I normally don't give up my location, but Portland's a pretty big city.
Yeah.
And we found this little spot, $1.50 for a night and for a whole day. And so we've been sitting here and relaxing. We wanted to see the city, and that was our whole intentions of coming into Portland and seeing the city.
And Mike wanted to see the city during the weekend.
I wanted to see the city during the weekend, where it's, party a little bit, and go out on the town and just people out and farmers markets.
He likes the people watch. Yeah,
I do like the people watch, but it's been raining all weekend, so we've been stuck in the van most of the weekend, and Steph needs to get her no baby shot, so we need to stay in Portland for that, and so that's kind of delaying us, and so we don't know what we're really doing after this. But we are going to be heading south, because it is just getting rainy and funky. And if it snowed, I'd be cool with the snow. But I want to see snow. What about you? I want to get some snow. I want to see some snow. So
yeah, it'll be fun to see snow.
But that's kind of why we're staying up here. But I want to see Oregon. And we want to kind of go. You want to help, Shelly? Can't flip over. Sorry, Sheldon's stuck. He can't flip over. But I kind of want to see part of California. I want to hit the redwoods. So I think we're going to leave Oregon slowly, fish our way south through Oregon, and then kind of make our way into Southern California and kind of do some of that. I want to see the redwoods. And then we're waiting on Jamie to get his permit and lock the location and everything down. And that I know for sure that the van build, we know the van build's a go, but I want to make sure before I start heading that way that everything's secure and everything's perfect. And so I think we're going to wait till the middle of the month, closer towards the 25th or 26th. Mm-hmm. And then we'll kind of head that way. No matter where we're at, even if we're in the redwoods or whatever, I can just get up one morning early and basically I'm 2 days away from the van build now, driving, and I could be there in a day if I had to be. But I'll basically take
Someone said they're saying early winter this year.
Really, I know. So around the 20th, 23rd, 20-somethingth, we'll just kind of, no matter where we're at, I think we're just going to stop and kind of jet over to the van build. I think Kevin's heading that way, but me and him need to meet up anyway. He needs his solar done, and so we need to... Justin, anyway. It's not a she, it's a... Yeah, you can't do anything about the trolls these days, but it is what it is.
I mean, you have to say, I remember in the beginning of us doing this channel that we would go live and we would have to shut down the live because only trolls were commenting, and basically it was our viewers couldn't comment, and so we would just shut the channel down. But now it's so nice because it's
got 140 people on here,
and I might not see them.
There might be one troll on here, maybe.
But it's we'll catch them.
Yeah, eventually we'll catch it. So in Salt Lake City, it's basically trash. You're right. We don't even want to call them trolls. They're just trash.
Yeah.
They want attention, and that's why we try not to give them attention. So we're not going to give them any attention. But we're going to head south, and when it hits about the 23rd, between the 20th and the 25th of the month, no matter where we're at, we're just going to head to Parker. I can just get up in one day and just, boom, be there. I know Randy from the Mobile Traveler is going to be there. We're hoping his title to the rig gets there, and to Montrose. So I don't know. If he can't pick up that, somebody needs to. Somebody needs to dip through Montrose and pick up that camper for him once he gets the title if he can't make it. So, but we're all going to be descending on the van build. And if you do want to meet up with us and see us, please come to the van build. We'll be there, and we will be at the RTR also. What else? Yeah, if there is something that you want us to really do for you at the van build, I have not committed to anything at the van build up to this point with Jamie. I haven't said I was going to do this or that or anything yet. He does know we're going to be there, but as far as actually me and Steph committing to anything, I have not committed to anything. So if there is something that you specifically would like me to do while we're there, please contact me now, and so that we can get together. I'm willing to help anybody out that needs help. If it's in my schedule and I can help you, I'm more than willing to help you. And yeah, we're gonna. You got him good. But so, you know, if I can help you do something and you really want me to do it, please let me know in advance, because when I get there, basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fall in. We kicked out that troll, just so you know. Steps on it. So, but if there's something you need and you want me to do.
I'm actually on the live stream, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
she's not just texting.
I'm not like, oh, forget this live stream. I'm bored with this.
Right.
I'm really on.
She's moderating, and then when she's talking, you see me with the phone. Yeah. I'm moderating, yeah. So
we're not just like, oh,
ignoring you on. No, yeah. So, but if there's something that you would specifically like me to do for you at the van build, and please get a hold of me. Now, send me an email at vanlifesheldonstravels@gmail.com. Hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, on Messenger, or comment on.
Someone said, I can't wait to be free from my 9 to 5. I don't know if you guys watch TED Talks, but I do when I'm bored. I don't know why, because they're kind of boring sometimes. But this guy just came up with like $1 billion. And he became a speaker about how he quit his job. And his first sentence is, it's a lot easier to quit your job with $1 billion.
It is. I mean, money out here on the road gets tight, guys. So, yeah. I mean.
But there are people like, we know this couple, Jamie and the Dreamers, they left with like $7 to their name.
I mean, you can do it.
That's brave.
I mean, you can do it. Like I said, I mean, that goes back to your level of comfort. What is your level of comfort? And I tell people, if your level of comfort is in a tent, then you're good. If you need an RV, then that's what you need. Do what makes you happy. But we will be at the van build. If there's something you want us to do, please contact us personally, so that, because if no one contacts me, basically when I get there, I agree, backwoods. And once I get there, I'm just gonna ask Jamie what he needs me to do. Mm-hmm. Does he want me? What do you want me to do? And so after that, if no one responds from now till then, when I get there, I'm just gonna be like, what do you need me to do? And I'm just gonna fall in, and same with Steph, and we'll help out where we can.
I'm gonna try to get an upholstery. I mean, I don't know how to do any kind of sewing or anything like that, and so. And like we have this, I don't know, thing
bidet
on here,
or something,
and it doesn't really fit, and it gets on my nerves all the time. So like, if I could get an upholstery and have a
custom cover made, if you could make us a custom cover while we're there, that'd be really nice.
That would be one of my.
Because we don't really have custom cushions, guys. I basically bought off of Amazon 4-inch foam, and this is actually the second set of foam. I have a video up when we were in Florida of us making new foam, because after about a year, this foam does deteriorate and you need to upgrade. I've probably got about January and I will upgrade this foam again. So, but we basically don't have any kind of custom cover. I just cut the 4-inch foam with a utility knife to made it to fit, and I don't have any custom covers or anything like that. So my mom actually bought us a like a bidet cover. It's something that goes over your comforter, and that's from IKEA. And Static's camper van has the same one on his bed, but it's basically a bidet, but it is bigger on one side, and it gets bunched up in the slat bed, and when Steph puts the slat bed away, it just irritates her to death.
And then like getting it on and getting it off is a project.
Oh wow, because it's bigger than the bed is the biggest thing in here, and you try to.
That should be a video.
The toilet cover. Yeah, we really like our toilet cover. If you have the curved toilet like Campervan Kevin and Craig and Sandra and us and Matic Nomadic, so many of us have this toilet that flushes, get you a little fuzzy cover for it, man. It really makes it more personable.
Oh, Scott is a blessing. I will bring a sewing machine and 3 bolts of fabric for a donation pile, and you are welcome to use. Okay, well, I'll bring the sewing machine to you. You could show me how to use it.
Because she don't know how to use it. I don't know how to use it. So if you could teach us, we're willing to learn, and maybe we can make some covers for this, and I'll go ahead and buy some new cushions.
I'm willing to
and we'll replace the bed while we're there at the van build.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll probably come with our own materials, and then everybody could pick through yours, but yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, we kind of need something to kind of cover this. But I don't think this is going to be so much about our projects. I feel like, I can get these projects done. I just don't want to stop traveling. So I guess being in Parker for 3 weeks will slow us down a little bit and convince us to. And during that time, I know a lot of you are wondering why we don't do some of the reviews of some of the products we have in the van. Well, I think that's what we're going to do during the month of November, guys. While we're stationary at the van build, along with doing something showing you about the van build, we're also going to do a little bit of a pick a appliance or a product in the van and do a review on it, and that'll be our daily little review, and we'll pick something in the van. We have so many things in this van that I could do reviews for months.
Look at Sandra and like how persistent she is. Y'all going to New Mexico, win stuff like I wear the pants.
So I think after the van build, we're gonna be heading towards New Mexico. We haven't really decided what we're going to be doing, but Sandra and Craig want us to come to New Mexico, and I know there's a lot of cool stuff to see in New Mexico, so I think that's kind of on our plan.
I mean, Scott's also doing 3-seat swivels, so I mean, there's gonna be a lot going on.
There's gonna be a lot going on at this van build
and the RTR, I'm sure.
So, and some people ask, what was the difference between the RTR and Descend on Ben?
Yes.
Well,
everybody's talking about haircuts. We cut our own hair. I just cut my hair.
Yeah, I cut my hair in the gym. I have a pair of clippers. Steph cuts her own hair. We don't pay for haircuts, can't afford it, so.
Right. And believe me, that is one thing you just do, like, you know, see, when you're a girl and your hair gets too long and you want to wear it in a ponytail and you're like bent over and you move, like, you're just like a unicorn about to knock everything over with your ponytail hanging in front of you. So, like, I just, like, snip, that's gotta go. And so I cut my hair to this length, and it is because, literally, I could get all this hair right there. Right there in a big old sloppy bun.
I guess that's another reason why we need a bigger van, so that, I guess, like,
got
you guys
room for my hair.
I guess you guys asked earlier, hold on, Sheldon flipped himself over. He is just acting crazy tonight. He is wanting to travel all over the place and do everything. See all your subscribers? Look at all the people.
Craig said,
Look
fully
at
set
her.
up sewing room in Cloudcroft. Oh, we're gonna have to make a trip to go see them.
But people were asking us if we were looking at a new van. We're not looking at a new van because we can't afford a new van. We keep looking at new vans because we want a new van. Why do we want a new van? We love our van. Our van, we love it. Don't get us wrong. We love everything about our van. But we wish we could stand up and we wish we could take a shower. So if we could do those two things in this van, that would be amazing. But that's the only real reason we want a bigger van. But I don't see that anytime in the works because that's just not in the budget.
We have not done Burning Man. We may do that in the future, but I don't know. The tickets are getting pretty outrageous.
They're getting outrageous for Burning Man. But just like Descend on Ben, you guys came through. So if it's something that you guys really, really want us to do, maybe we'll...
so great. Somebody else has a futon cover, and they said you can make covers with. I want to have so much material, we might actually have some throw
Might
pillows.
actually get some stuff done, right?
Yeah.
So Kevin, are you actually heading towards the van build? Or which way are you heading? It's time to cut a hole in the top. Hey, I agree. It's time to cut a hole in the top. We could just cut a big hole in here.
Sheldon's troll hunting. He sees that they're out alive. He's ready. He's ready. He's gonna eat them. Eat the trolls.
Yeah, I bet it is in the low 20s at night there. It's in the 30s here, so, but we're enjoying it. I'm not ready to hit the desert just yet. Wow.
I think this guy is.
Yeah, he's ready to go to the desert, I think.
This guy is like, I love the fact that you warm up my water, but like, I just want to be outside in the hot weather.
It actually gets in the 60s here, so, but we've been fine. I must admit, it's been nice. We really enjoyed, although this rainy, funky weather surely making us lazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all weekend we had planned on being in Portland. We're going to go do all this nice, cool
like
stuff.
Mike said, we're from Florida, so like we're used to it being sunny all the time. So when it's gray and dark outside, it's really hard for us to get motivated.
It is. It's hard for me to get motivated. It's like me and Steph could just lay here and curl up together and just kick the TV on in bed and make a little coffee or something to eat and good to go. Beautiful. Oh wow, it snowed on you the other night. Oh wow, man. I want it to snow because I want to get some filming. I want to get some footage of some snow. So we got the new snow tires. So I think I want some snow. You don't want snow footage?
Well, ABC Family is playing, and it's like got the pranksters, and I was just laughing at that. Okay, that time I really did get sidetracked.
She was watching TV. Yeah. Where are you going, Shelly? He's like, people can't see me.
North Carolina is still hot. That's surprising. I thought it would be getting colder by then. My kids are in Tampa. I go for the winters. So that's pretty nice.
Go.
We went to school in Tampa.
Oh, the upper elevations, I'm sure they're getting snow.
Flagstaff currently 75 in SoCal.
So if you guys don't know, we do have stickers now, and if you'd like to get a sticker, we do have them. Steph's got one on the back of her phone right here, and that's what they look like. And if you'd like one, in the description, I'm not sure in this video, but all the other videos, one for $5, two for $8 if they're going to the same address, and we'll ship those out to you. And we've sold a bunch of stickers, I must say. We've sold about how many? What'd you say?
Betty said, we probably sold about 20 stickers.
About 20 stickers, guys. So we still have a whole bunch left, but...
And we got some that we still got to send out, which we'll be sending out shortly.
Got a second bunch coming out, so...
They said, come back to Colorado. We're getting snow on Tuesday.
Oh, wow. I'm sure Sandra and Craig would love for us... Not Sandra and Craig. Joyce and Bob would love for us to come back to Colorado.
We used to jam out to that song all the time.
Let's see the stickers. Okay, where's the stickers box? Do you know? Oh.
Well, you want to show them the stickers?
No, you're going to get the box.
No, I know, because I would have given it to you.
I didn't know if it was right there.
No, it's not right there. That's why I said just show them that.
Well, this is what the sticker looks like, guys. I know it's hard to see on here, but it's basically our placard. Van Life Sheldon's Travels.
We got a whole big box.
Have a good night, Kevin. See ya. There you go, guys.
There we go.
But if you're interested in getting a sticker, that basically
we
helps
have a
us.
whole 250 that are not even
open. So we got 500 of them. We've sold about 20, given away about 100. And if you do meet us, we'll give you a sticker. So
yes.
Good night, Kevin.
So
talk later, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
If you feel like you're going to meet us in the future and just want to hold out for a sticker, that's
we understand.
Okay. And if we're talking to you and you know it just doesn't come up, don't think it's rude to be like, hey, can I have a sticker?
Can I get a sticker? Because if you meet us and we forget about it, please say something.
Yeah, but there have been times where we've met up with YouTubers and it was like, do you think we're going to get a sticker?
Think we're going to get a sticker? We always kind of did, I mean, but... So, I guess we've been on this live stream for 2 hours now.
And we want to thank you to everybody who came in and hung out with us the whole time. I know. That's pretty
Appreciate it. We got some super chat money. We greatly appreciate that to those people. That's amazing.
That's always nice because that was an extra blessing and, you know.
So, I hope... I can't decide if I'm going to edit a video or if this is going to be the video for the day, but you might get another video tonight. I've got a little bit of footage, and we'll put together something. I'm running only about a 3-day delay now, guys, so...
Backwoods Rambler, your RV Freedom.
And I'm hungry, so what's for dinner, babe?
I've actually been thinking about blackened salmon, mashed potatoes, and some kind of vegetable. So that's what we're having, because I want it.
Yes, we do have a PayPal.
I don't care what this guy wants.
That's how you can get our stickers, is through our PayPal account. It's Van Life Sheldon's Travels. It's in the link and description of most of the videos that we have. I think it's not in this live stream one yet, but I will put it in there. But go back to the last video and you can get that link straight to our PayPal account. Put $5 or $8 in there, leave your address, and I'll ship you out a sticker. So, all right. Any other questions before we leave?
Yes, but when you give us PayPal for stickers, please make sure to send us your address. Please.
If not, you'll get an email from us from Van Life Sheldon's Travels talking about what's your address.
Yes. And if you don't mind, if you could comment when you get your stickers, that would be kind of cool too, because I can be like, okay, they got their stickers, because I do have 2 going international, and so that would be cool to have them say, hey, I got the sticker, especially because I had it by a special stamp.
Right. So, just to make sure you guys get it.
Yeah, just let us
Just a
know.
little note. We'd like to know.
If you guys don't get it, go ahead and be like...
Absolutely. If you don't get a sticker in about a month, please let me know.
I mean, yeah.
I am definitely human, and I do make mistakes. And
we could see when you bought it, so if it's been like a month since you bought the sticker, we will happily send you out another sticker and probably a picture with
something extra, right?
Yeah, because you had to wait extra. I mean, it's always... We always try to compromise, because we know that we're not exactly as scheduled and organized as some of the people that we're kind of following, and then so some of our followers are like flipping us into shape, and that's fine, but we got some work to do. We're working on wonderful.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna end this little video right here.
Yeah, we gotta get a close up of this
Sheldon.
guy. Gotta get a close up of this guy. Look right there in the camera. No. You're blurry. There you go. Now say bye. Say bye.
Bye, YouTube. See you tomorrow.
Like a swirly feet. Swirly feet. He loves his belly rubbed.
He does love his belly rub. He'll stop acting a fool whenever you start rubbing his belly.
Yeah.
Well, good night, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thanks for subbing our channel.
Yes. Thanks for all the support, you guys. Safe travels until other journeys.